You said it, Mario. This is Super Mario Sunshine. This is a game that, oh my god, it's such a roller coaster. Not just the public opinion of it, but even my own from just playing it. It's up and down all around. You know, it's more than any freaking Sonic game out there, you know? And I got a lot to say about this. Now, I'm going to be leaving the cutscenes in, but, you know, I'm cool like that. I'm going to give you guys some timestamps so you can skip them. Because, you know, cutscene story, it's not really what you play a Mario game for typically. But, you know, I'll leave it in so you can watch it if you want, I guess. But, you know, oh okay. We're getting a little gameplay demo. Let's skip that real quick, and we're going to go straight into the game.
Welcome to the sun-drenched tropical paradise of Isle Delfino. We're so pleased to welcome you to our beautiful home. Come enjoy a natural wonderland to which we've added the world's finest resort facilities, a spectacular amusement park, and succulent seafood. All this and more await you on Isle Delfino. Come relax and let us refresh your body and spirit.
What happened?
What's this icky paint-like goop? It's moving!
Now, boys, don't touch that stuff.
Excuse me, but... Huh?
I am most concerned with the well-being of the princess in this dreadful heat. Master Mario, if you would, cross over to that shore and find some assistance.
Mario, be careful. I have a bad feeling about... Okay, no one cares, Peach. So, this is Mario Sunshine. Starts off pretty similar to... Yeah, it's basically just Mario 64 right now. But, you know, it's going to change real quick. Now we're just going to... Ow, get hit by that, because it introduces the fact that you can take damage from this. I've got a lot to say about the actual, the goop system. It's not really much of a system, but, you know, there's different goop types and stuff, and it's pretty interesting. Oh, look at this. It's Flood. Let's go check him out. Again, skip the cutscene if you want.
Power-up complete. Thank you for purchasing this item from GAD Science Incorporated. Preparing to register customer information. Scanning and classifying subject data. Subject identified as Mario, resident of the Mushroom Kingdom. Data storage complete. I am Flood, a flash liquidizer auto-dowsing device. I hope to be of assistance. Proceeding with user instruction.
Yeah, nope. We do not need to hear that, not even once, not even again. So, this is Flood. I think you guys all know how this works, right? You aim using the, I think the Y button, and, you know, you move around. You can strafe, I think. How does strafing work again? I think you hold, yeah, you can strafe, you can shimmy left and right, and that's pretty fun. So let's just go in and do the first. This is basically just the tutorial, right? You spray them, and well, that's it. You spray them, and then this guy comes out. And what do? You gotta shoot him when his mouth is open. Now, there's something really cool about the first-person aiming because it's not first person, it's actually over the shoulder. And I don't know, it's really bizarre, like, having this kind of system in a Mario game. I feel like this is like the time they kind of wanted to make Mario just a teeny bit edgier in a way, like the fact that he's all angry on the cover art and stuff. And ever notice how, like, that particular render of Mario, the one from this game's cover, is like the one that everyone freaking edits? So back in like the Newground days, they would like edit it to give him like guns and stuff. Oh man, that was a different universe of existence. Let's go and grab that shine.
Nice work, Mario.
Quite an unusual device. Is it some sort of pump?
I am Flood, glad to meet you.
Hey, someone's coming!
Court is now in session.
As you are no doubt aware, someone has been senselessly defacing fair Isle Delfino using some paint-like substance. The accused is charged with polluting our beautiful home, and yes, endangering our very way of life. Indeed, how can one not be aware of what is going on? Though it is daytime in Delfino Plaza, our poor residents tremble beneath a veil of darkness. Expert Shine scholars have determined that this darkness has arisen because all of our guardians, the Shine Sprites, have vanished from their gathering spot at the Shine Gate. The reason? It's quite obvious. This horrible graffiti is to blame. Behold this sketch of the perpetrator based on eyewitness descriptions. The truth is obvious. The guilty party sits among us. It is none other than Mario.
Objection!
Overruled. I judge the defendant guilty as charged. I hereby order the defendant to clean this entire island. Until Isle Delfino is completely free of his vile handiwork, Mario shall not be allowed to leave. Court adjourned.
This appears to be quite a predicament, Mario. Data analysis verifies that the island's inhabitants are indeed troubled by pollution, but the pollution itself is not the main problem. Mario, you witnessed this object at the airstrip, correct? It is a Shine Sprite. Shine Sprites are the source of power on Isle Delfino. They used to gather in great numbers at the Shine Gate, but the graffiti incident has polluted the island and most of the Shine Sprites have fled. There is no longer any power to support the peaceful lifestyle of the islanders. It is most pitiable. The only way to ensure the return of the Shine Sprites is to keep the island from becoming any dirtier. The perpetrator is likely at work even as we speak. And you, Mario, are being treated as a criminal. Tomorrow we must do our best to resolve this situation.
Go straight that way. You can't miss the mess now. Your first job's to get rid of all that ugliness. And remember, we'll be watching you, pal. We'll know if you start slacking off.
Remember, we'll be watching you, pal. I gotta admit, though, the voice lines in this game are kind of memeable to shit, and I do like them for that. So yeah, we're in Delfino Plaza, and wow, okay, so Mario's control scheme is... It's interesting how they've removed a couple moves, and yet at the same time, they've really just... Well, look at that. That's really sick. This game took a really long time for me to... It took a long time for me to click with the way that Mario's supposed to control properly. But when it happened, you know, it's still, there's a couple niggles here and there, and we'll get to it, you know, when it comes to exactly how I want Mario to feel in this kind of game. But so far, so good. So we got basically a retread of the exact same thing we did earlier. We got, what the fuck? Oh yeah, here's one thing I really am not a fan of, and I know it can't really be helped because it's a console game, but God, the field of view, I really wish the field of view were a little more, you know, a little wider. It's not a big deal for a third-person game. It's not going to make me nauseous or anything. but it really just feels a little cheap sometimes and you get blindsided by something. And I know that addressing a 3D platformer with the kind of criticisms that you would have for a conventional shooter is a little bit dumb, but when you come from that kind of thing, well, I mean, my background is primarily in racing games, to be fair, but...
Princess, look! On the statue's head!
Mario?
Yo, Peach, you mind, like... Oh, okay, no? I guess not. So this is the, basically the tutorial for the Shadow Mario chase sections, because there's going to be quite a few of those. In fact, those are actually the true progression gates in this game, not the sprites themselves. Yeah, I'm sure you probably know if you're familiar with this game, but this is not like Mario 64, where every shine has equal value, and you collect them to, I mean, every star, I guess, has equal value, and you collect them to, you know, progress, and it doesn't really matter which ones. No, here, this guy right here, he is your star. You gotta spray him a bunch of times, specifically, I think 8 or 9, not just 7. Obviously, there's this instance, which is separate from, where the hell is he? There he is. And however many times, you know, you gotta do it, and after you've done that, that's when the game considers you done with an area, not how many fucking sprites you get, which... You know what? I don't hate, to be honest. It's not like the game is totally linear either way, because it has so few stages compared to Mario 64 that being able to basically skip most of them would kind of be a problem, because with Mario 64 you can skip a lot of shit, you know? Ow, not fair. Completely unfair. You shouldn't be allowed to use tools like that. Well, you shouldn't be allowed to exist, you... What? Hold on. Oh, yeah, you gotta... Okay. This is the bit where you don't actually have to spray him or anything. It's scripted, right? You just go all the way up here. I think you get a little cutscene. No, we're in the wrong area. No, wait. No, we're not in the wrong area. This is exactly where he has to be. Where the hell is he then? Oh, we have to walk up to him with his Il Piantissimo copy-paste animation. He goes in, and that is our first level. I'm out of water, aren't I? Let's see. Am I? Oh, no. I'm just enough. It's almost like it was planned. Here we go, into Bianco Hills. Here we are in World 1-1 of Mario Sunshine, Bianco Hills, and you know, there's actually quite a few similarities between this and Bob-omb Battlefield in a way. So, you know how Bob-omb Battlefield has like that big central area, you know, the one that you climb as like a, it's like a winding tower that you get up to for King Bob-omb. Yeah, this has a similar thing going on. We're not going to interact with it in this mission. It's all the way over there. This mission is super simple. It's essentially just, look, dumbass, this is how you move Mario around. This is how you spray stuff. It is nice that they introduced to the spraying mechanics very early on. I mean, even earlier than this. You can spray these, by the way, and goddamn, that shit looks delicious. That looks like chocolate and vanilla syrup all mixed together. It's amazing. And fittingly enough, this is one of the few goops in the game that doesn't damage you directly. It does spawn these little cunts that... Fucking hell. Yeah. This is gonna be a recurring thing. Little glooper dudes who just can't seem to stop spawning ever, except when you clean that up, and then sometimes it comes back. But then you got the piranha dude, and... Yeah, this is quite the recurring boss. You're gonna have to fight this guy quite a few times. We've already fought him twice, to be fair. To the point where I might even start cutting these out, because, like, how many times can you watch someone go... Yeah, like that. Is that the same sound effect that a weird-ass turtle makes later on in the game in Pinna Park? It might be. That's the level, right? The one you get shot at, whatever. And we have cleared this area, basically. Well, now we're just gonna have to get our shine. I'm gonna call them stars, like, accidentally. That's what's gonna happen. Speaking of stars, you know, I'm actually not gonna be 100%ing this. I'll explain why later. Let me just grab this. On to episode 2. So why am I not going to be 100%ing this game? Well, for one, because it's infamously annoying to 100%. It's not like impossible. The blue coins, you just kind of like run into them along the way. But here's the thing. I have this philosophy when it comes to 100% that I've recently developed, that I've realized that while playing these kind of games, and that 100% exists because games cost money, typically. Well, I mean, if it's old enough, then it becomes abandonware and does, but you know, traditionally that's what you have to do. And because of that, you know, there's always this fear of like, oh man, did the customer get their money's worth? You know, what if they beat the game too soon? Are they not happy with it? Not like it wasn't long enough or whatever? So developers, they throw in all this extra stuff to try and justify it. Assuming that the base game wasn't enough. Now for me, oftentimes the base experience is totally enough. And I don't feel the need to have to artificially extend my experience for the sake of some arbitrary collectible, especially when you don't really get much. I mean, this game is infamously bad for that, you know, the postcard at the end. And that's why I'm just not going to bother with it. This game's actually quite enjoyable on its own, just being played through. And I'm going to collect whatever loose blue coins I may find, because I know that that really upsets people for some reason. Whenever you'd watch like a typically like 100% playthrough of this game, and someone gets a blue coin out of order, so to speak, they get like really worried about it, you know, because, oh man, it's going to mess up because a lot of people will just leave the blue coins for the end. Or maybe I'm just basing my presumption off of the Super Gaming Bros Let's Play. That was a really good one, but it was always really funny seeing John just get like, or I don't know which, I think John was the one playing it, just seeing them get so upset about like collecting a blue coin and, oh no, it's going to mess everything up. I need someone to talk about while writing on this. Look at the draw distance. That's actually really, really good for GameCube. Like, the levels aren't that big. You can see certain details not being there. Ah, there we go. We're here, and cutscene. Was that post-processing motion blur really necessary? Like, that's coming from me. Like, really? Okay, whatever. So this is PD Piranha. We're going to be fighting this guy a couple of times. Well, a couple times. I think we only fight him twice, to be honest. And here's his thing. You wait for... Okay, that's what you're supposed to do. You wait for him to open his mouth, and then you eject the fluid inside of it. And that's literally what you do. You just do that, and it triggers a little animation. And I should be careful with how I position my camera for this, because, oh boy, I wonder why kids who grew up playing this game have grown up to have peculiar taste in artwork, so to speak. I could never imagine what could have planted the seeds for such imagery. I'm sorry, but wow, yeah, that is... You sometimes ask yourself, it's like, what? Come on, there you go. Okay, it's pretty generous with the timing. Yeah, we're just gonna have to fight him one more time. Spoilers for the next mission. Well, not the next one. The next one's a secret mission. Well, it's not really a secret, but it's called like the secret of something. Regardless, there's another shine. We're gonna get that, and I think I'm just gonna be skipping the shine get animations, to be honest, because I mean, come on, it's like the same one. Actually, you know what? No, I won't skip them. You know why? Because there is a certain satisfaction to collecting it. So let's go ahead and get that. Well, it's not really much of a secret if you just show it to us. Now, is it? So here's one of the things you're going to start to notice about Mario Sunshine that greatly separates it from 64, and that was the fact that the areas start to change as you get more shine sprites. Well, not necessarily. I imagine it's just tied to whatever episode you're on. So I guess if you like have 100% complete save file or something, it'll undo some of the changes. But point is, look at how the level is it starts to come alive, you know? A lot of different elements start moving around a lot more. You got all these Piantas you can talk to. Now this shine, I used to think you had to like go do some platforming over there. No. Here's how you get to it. I mean, at least this is the way I do it. There you go. And now I have to land. Oh shit, am I gonna land it? I did land it. Nice. I wish this camera was... You know, fuck it. I kind of wish this camera took a couple cues from Bubsy 3D, like, to show you what's below you. Obviously, it does that, you know, when you use Flood. But sometimes it's like I'm just kind of jumping normally, and it's like, come on, show me what's below me, Jesus. I'll talk about the camera a little more later, because it's... Mario, what are you doing? Oh yeah, you haven't really fixed that thing from 64 where he just starts to slide randomly? Come on, don't start sliding again. What the hell's going on? This game has some moments of just... I like how he's like a bobblehead, look at him. Alright, let's go in. Oh no, he turned us into a conventional platforming character rather than a Super Mario Sunshine character. Damn, well, these are the secret levels, and they're playing a freaking a cappella version of the Mario theme, which is pretty neat. These get really freaking hard. In fact, even right off the bat, like, look at this shit. Good thing we have camera. Do we? Yes, we do. Whoa, I completely forgot that you could zoom the camera out this much. Let's go back to a slightly more zoomed in camera angle. So, this is something that would carry over, I think, into the Galaxy games, where you have like these really abstract platforming sections that were completely separate. I think they're an interesting solution to the problem of how do we tie this kind of stuff into a world that's supposed to feel a little more grounded, if that makes sense. Let's just get this started real quick. Shine, of course. As I was saying, those secret stages are, well, they're not really secrets, but they're an interesting approach to trying to essentially balance the whole, you know, because look, we're trying to make this feel like an actual place that's not too abstract and platformery, but we also want to have those fun, kind of weird platforming bits in a Mario game. So it's a compromise, and it's kind of stuck around in a way. I mean, a lot of the, you know, Mario 3D World and stuff, that game also has its, like, its general design philosophy is similar. It obviously is more realized, if that makes sense. It doesn't feel quite as abstract, but still everything's all blocky. And there was Mario Odyssey, of course, which went back to a more grounded approach, and that was great too. I think, did that game have any like abstract and weird platforming sections? I know that 3D World Plus, like the Bowser's Fury thing expansion, that one actually had, I think Steve Gaming did a video where he complained about that a bit, about like Nintendo's obsession with platforming or something like that. I forgot what it was exactly, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's a fine solution. I would have preferred to see more, you know, normal stage designs, if that makes sense, that just have the platforming built in, because that I find most interesting. Like, yeah, just platforming on its own is fun in an abstract location, but what I love about platformers in general is that journey where you're platforming through an interesting location. That's nice and varied and with theming and stuff, but hey, this game's still got plenty of that, so we're just going to keep going collecting our red coins. Now there's always one that, there it is, that bastard right there, it evaded me for quite some time. Yeah, it's weird, because the thing about looking around for stuff in 3D is that it's kind of tricky to, you know, at one hand, you have way more potential to find stuff because you can see all of this around you, but at the same time, it's actually trickier because, well, there's more to look around for. There's just so much more room. And of course you had to put the frickin' shine sprite all the way up there. Okay, fine, I'll play your game. I guess that's them trying to remind you that this is a platformer with platforming. Now, when I was talking about, like, weirdness, I wasn't really gonna bring this up this soon, but I think I kind of want to anyway, because it's something that I feel very strongly about this game in particular. And then, you know, this is like the weirder Mario game, right? The one where all the character designs are kind of different. You got all these Pianta dudes in the location. It's not the Mushroom Kingdom. And there's this interesting dichotomy between this and Mario 64, because Mario 64, I mean, I think the entire internet can agree that game is kind of weird. But what's strange is that, see, this game is very clearly intentionally weird. Like, they were going for something that's kind of offbeat. Whereas Mario 64, you could really tell, for fuck's sake. The thing about Mario 64 is that it was clearly trying its damn hardest to just be a typical Mario thing with all the tropes and cliches. But because of the fact that it was so early in the N64 and then, you know, things were just so new to the developers, it ended up kind of weird and, I don't want to say botched necessarily, but it does have something very different about it going on because of those limitations. This, on the other hand, could have totally been a conventional, like, hey, look, we just took a Mario, made him 3D with nice graphics because it's on GameCube now. This is a very good-looking GameCube game. What the fuck? Okay, kids, don't freaking jump on the... Or at least don't excessively jump while your camera is locked on top of these ropes. And Shine, let's go. So you know how the levels boot you back to the hub world? Well, here's something I just realized while actually making my way back into the stage, because I want to clear as many of these as I can, although I'm not doing the final red coin mission, because again, this isn't a 100% playthrough, and that's not necessary. You don't actually have to do it. I can actually move on to, I believe, was it Rico Harbor? I'm not sure. Because there's this polluted piranha. Of course, we're going to be fighting that guy a lot. And he's on the hub world, and I think he unlocks one of the future stages. Even though I'm not done with this area. So it seems that this game is, like, yeah, it's more semi-open-ended than I thought, because I don't necessarily have to get the 7th Shine Sprite of this level to be able to progress at all. But if I want to beat the game, just get to Bowser, I'm gonna have to do it. So we're just gonna do it this way. I feel like it makes more sense structurally to just, you know, do as many of them as we have to in one level, and that'll just be an episode. I mean, I've already been recording for quite some time now, although that is before editing, so we're going to find out what it's like post-editing. Now, this dude right here, I always have a really freaking hard time hitting him. And I go ahead and get him on my first try. Of course I do. So, what's different about him this time? Pretty much nothing. Well, look at him. He has a few new attacks, and you gotta spray him first so he can calm down. Can you get what the fuck are those things anyway? This game has so many things in them that are just like, what is that? This game has a knack for creating completely unidentifiable objects, you know? Total UGOs, I guess. Unidentified grounded object, you know? Like, not UFO, but yeah, okay, there you go. You spray them, and that's the only part that's all that different. You've also got... God, fuck. Okay, can we, like, ban fall damage in platformers permanently? I get that you have to limit, you know, cheesing level design structures and such. You know, you can't, like, allow the player to take too huge a shortcut, but still, man, it's a platformer. I mean, it's better than fucking Bubsy did, like, you know, they put fall damage in their motherfucking 2D platforming game. Anyway, so for some reason this guy has a really hard time opening his mouth. Like, it takes him forever to do it. I'm not sure if it's a certain distance you have to be away from him to trigger the animation, but look, all he does is fucking spam those tornadoes. So you just gotta, fortunately those do not damage you. But yeah, like, what the hell, what triggers this? I'm just gonna keep sitting here until he eventually opens that mouth up so I can piss in it. There, nope, I guess not yet. Come on. Come on, Petey. Do the thing. I'm gonna shimmy all around you. Okay, no. So yeah, see you guys when he opens his fucking mouth. There it is. He finally succumbed to the urge to consume. There you go. Maybe it's a matter of spraying the stuff around him, like you have to spray a certain amount, and then the game goes, okay, now I'm gonna open his mouth for you. Thank you, video game. Recycled bosses are best bosses. No, okay, it's not a big deal. You know, they put them in a different enough environment, so it's not as if it's like totally just, oh, it's lazy. No, it's not lazy. I mean, I really don't like the notion of like calling any game ever made lazy, because I mean, goddamn, making a game, especially on this scale, even if like it has some shortcomings, it's like, fuck, man, you don't fucking know how much effort it takes. I wouldn't even know because I've never really made that many games, but still. And Shine Get. And we're back. This is the 6th one we're doing. And this time we gotta go to that little secret. And this is basically the only instance of the game tutorializing something that will become essential to you during the final section of the game in our little volcano mountain area that I'm sure you all know. Yeah. This thing right here. Oh, and also a infamous mini challenge section, which I'm not going to be covering here because I value my sanity, what little there is of it left. So, well, first of all, camera. Come on, so we got to do is this. There you go. So this game kind of, it has like a pseudo Zelda camera thing going on, where you can use L and it locks it like that. Oh, no, there you go. And now we can go. There. You have no idea how many times I have walked off of this thing accidentally because I wasn't in spraying mode. There. And we, no. Position the camera. Switch to spraying mode. Turn around. There you go. You're going to need this. This is actually an essential skill for later in the game. But, you know, it doesn't really get brought up too often, which I find kind of interesting. I mean, it's not a super fun skill. I imagine you only implemented it because it's like, guys, look, there's physics. And this was the time when physics was like all exciting. It's like, you know, Half-Life 2, physics. That wasn't the first game to do it, but there used to be like a lot of first-person shooters that like just gimmicked the physics engine. But still, also for some reason, you know what you get here? You get the freaking turbo nozzle. Just out of nowhere, before you've actually unlocked it. I never figured out what the hell's up with that. I guess you're supposed to use that for something. Maybe you can run on the water. I haven't tested that. Seeing as it pretty much just murders your health bar, I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to Sonic Boot. This platforming gimmick looks kind of familiar, doesn't it? Yeah, I think these return later on, or at least in a similar form in future games. Can I survive? No, I cannot. The astute observers among you might have noticed that my live counter won't be fluctuating too much, and that is because I'm playing this on genuine Nintendo GameCube hardware, and I'm using I'm using save states, basically. I really just have no patience for this kind of stuff. I do enjoy platforming. I just don't enjoy the aspect of the game essentially telling you that you can't experiment. You know, punishing you for trying to, like, do something interesting and cool. So, like, that's actually what you're supposed to do right there. But the point is, I have no problem just going like, you know what, screw you. No, I get to try again. Because, I mean, there's no meaning to lives in this game to begin with because it has a save system, and you don't get sent back that far. You only lose, yeah, you will lose about, how many? Like, maybe a minute of progress, if that. It's so insubstantial, and I find that it's just, no, I'm just going to keep doing this, and it's going to make these stages flow so much smoother, because let me tell you, during my, you know, I guess, practice playthrough of this game, because I was already planning on doing an LP of it, I tried to hold back. You know, I was doing that thing where, like, no, I'm not going to use saves, and you know what happened? I ended up despising these sections. They became my least favorite part of the game because Mario's control is really interesting. It's really tight, really good, to the point where it feels kind of weird to make certain kinds of jumps because it is definitely better than what it was in Mario 64, for sure. He's plenty acrobatic, not quite as stiff, but at the same time, I definitely feel that getting used to FLUDD, you know, it fucks with the way you perceive jumps, you know, and I get that's kind of the whole point. That's like the game kicking the crutch out from under you. I understand that, but it doesn't necessarily, oh, for fuck's sake, see, there you go. Look at how much more convenient that is. Plus, this Let's Play is going to be so edit heavy either way, you might not even be able to notice sometimes when I'm doing one or the other. So long, Block Land. Here we go, we're back, and get that Shine Sprite. I found you, faker. We're about to get our first actual Shine Sprite in this game. The first moment where you make true progress as far as this game is concerned, at least from a, you know, a meta standpoint. And these sections are... Here's the thing, I do like how it's a nice challenge. Wait a second, if he doesn't like water, how can he swim? It's a video game, shut up. But I do enjoy the fact that there's a... Oh, that was so much... Holy shit, I've never beaten him this quickly on any of the stages. Okay, cool. I'll remember this. No, you won't, because you don't exist. I'm gonna get that coin. And shine. Shine. Well, that was unceremonious. I really thought that he would be a little more challenging, you know? Like, seriously, I remember needing quite a bit more time to take. I mean, I guess that's what happens when you get way better at the control scheme over time. Gotta give the game some credit for that. You know, it really does a good job of just forcing you to adapt and get better. Let's see what these toads have to say. I'm not gonna even try and do a toad voice. Everyone on this island loves to do the box breaker. Just Joe, it's tutorial. Thanks, tutorial man. I'm gonna fucking box breaker on your head. I do love that, like, streak, like, sort of, yeah, that line effect that follows Mario, those action lines. Why hasn't any Mario game, at least to my knowledge, incorporated something similar, you know? Or at least, no, I think there have been similar effects, but that exact effect, that looks so freaking cool. When you go really fast, falling down, and it turns into like a sonic boom, that's really cool. And now we have only one more thing left to do, and we'll close off this episode. It's been going on for quite some time, but that's mainly because of all the cutscenes. And it's this douchebag right here, Petey Piranha. Petey Piranha, no, it's the Polluted Piranha. Look, man, when half the fucking enemies are piranhas, it's like you kind of get them confused. Why do those jelly things look so freaking tasty, by the way? What's up with this game and having a knack for making things look edible? Like, they look better than the actual fruit in the game that you're supposed to give to Yoshi later on. And yes, Yoshi's in this game. You already know that. I'm not spoiling anything. Get in there. Get in your mouth. There you go. That boat. Ooh. That boat has caused many people much suffering. But not me, because I'm not going for 100%. So we're going to have a grand old time. Really, this game is going to be so much fun. Just playing it normally. Not 100%ing it. That's the main reason I decided to do this. I would never 100% this game, honestly. Are we done? We're done. Spray these dudes. And I believe this is the entrance to Rico Harbor. Don't shoot me if I'm wrong. I'm actually going to have to... No. You know what this is? This is Gelato Beach. Nope, turns out I'm wrong. That actually is Rico Harbor. You can tell by the really weirdly animated texture. It actually looks kind of cool. So yeah, I guess we'll see you guys next time with Rico Harbor. Super Mario Sunshine Part 2.